Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to a fantastic special episode of The Left Wing. I am TJ Whitehead, powers taken not given, joined by Miss Heather once again. How have you been doing? It's been a while since you've been on the show.
I've been great. Thank you for having me back again.
Yeah, I can't wait to get what you been up to since you last been on the show. It's been, I feel like, what, 6, 8 months or so?
Yeah, it's been a while. Um, just living life. I have a baby I take care of, and my studio, working. That's what I do mostly. Take care of the baby, take care of the studio.
Oh, really, really. Not anything else going on? So Heather does a great job in decorating the place. She got this great plaque set up for me with my retirement flag and everything and my awards. And right outside the office here, we got all these awards put up and everything. She's been really great in helping me, acknowledge my time as a dog in the military, and I love it.
Aw, yeah, I have been spending some time framing a few of your many certificates lately.
It's been a good time. It's been a good time. All right, so we got a
It's
few things
funny
we're going to cover.
because I think your audience should know, like the huge stack of certificates you were given in the military, and I'm only allowed to frame a tiny handful of these certificates, which
All
is a
right.
point of contention. But
So I do want to make a small clarification here. So they are certificates, but they are medals. I want to clear that up. That a few of them are certificates, but most of them are medals. So when you get a medal, you're issued a certificate for the medal. You have to actually go buy the medal yourself, but that certificate gives you the right to wear.
um,
you, so
it's
on
like
rare
those business
occasions,
awards I'm always getting.
yeah. So on rare occasions,
You've won
uh,
Best Voice Academy in Springfield. Send $250 for your trophy to be sent to you.
yes, well. So the award or the medal, actually, like the important part is the DA 638, I think it is, and that's the form that goes in your actual record where it says you won X medal. Now anybody can go buy a medal. Like anyone, you can go to any military store right now, and you can go purchase a meritorious service medal, an Army Commendation medal. You can just go buy one, but the right to wear it
Oh,
comes from the actual form that the Army fills out. That's what matters to you. So yeah, those certificates
wow.
are, yeah, the forms that you get. But Draka says, and I don't even know who this person is. I don't know if I recognize you. Sorry, but we'll see what goes on there. But all right. So let's get started here with our first order of business. Miss Heather, are you familiar with who the Speaker of the House is? Oh boy. Sorry, detour here, Heather, but Colby says, how many medals did you get for your participation in the Revolutionary War, TJ? Colby,
There's a reason that we will be having the 250th birthday of this nation.
thank you. Yes, yes, show some respect for the sacrifice that I put through in Valley Forge, okay? Colby likes to make fun of me for being old. That's Colby's thing. That's his go-to, that TJ is an
It's
old
a
man and
typo.
that,
He meant to say thank you, I think, is what he
oh,
intended
thank
to
you.
type.
He meant to say thank you. Hey, someone
Colby.
saying Sinal Caragol says you are so beautiful. How do you know he's not talking about me? Hold on. How do you know
It's
he's not talking
clearly
about me?
me.
All right, listen, listen. I've been
Let's ask and see.
well. There's no need for that. There's no need for that. I say all the time that I used to get hit on by gay guys like incessantly when I was younger. It happened all the time. The gay guys were all over me. They couldn't get enough of trying to get old TJ. Not so much these days. I think I've kind of aged out. I think that they've kind of forgotten about me ever since then. But anyway, we're
Oh,
gonna. I know. We're going to shift gears here and talk about our main topic today. Miss Heather, are you familiar with who the Speaker of the House of the United States Congress is, the House of Representatives?
I am now.
Oh, so Mike Johnson, there's actually
Sorry,
a lot of
audience.
lore. No, there's actually a great bit of lore about Mike Johnson that we won't get too much into. But Mike Johnson, he's only been at this job for, wow, year and a half, 2 years maybe. Not a very long time. It was Kevin McCarthy who was the Speaker of the House, and he was fired. There was a small, so Kevin McCarthy signed a deal with the House Republicans saying that he could be Speaker of the House under the condition, this was the condition, House Republicans, that any member of the House could raise a vote of no confidence. Like anybody can say, no, I don't want that guy out. And if they got a majority vote, they kicked him out. So that's exactly what happened. They kicked him out. It was like Matt Gaetz, wing of the Republican Party. And they went through something like dozens of votes trying to find someone to be Speaker of the House of the United States. No one could get enough votes. It was pretty embarrassing for the Republicans right before the election, I think. And they settled on this unknown guy named Mike Johnson. Yeah, Mike Johnson, he has a weird past. He's the guy, I don't know if you've heard about this, but when he was like 24 or something, he adopted a 15-year-old boy. And him and his wife, they were both like in their mid 20s or something, and they adopted this teenager. And he mentioned that he had a black son, and that's who he was talking about. Like he adopted this kid right before he got out of high school, everything kind of strange. He also has this app, this app to monitor pornographic material on his phone. Which, hey, man, if you can't control yourself, that's fine. But it's linked to an app that his teenage son has. So whenever his teenage son watches porn, he gets a notification, and whenever he watches porn, his son gets a notification. This is the kind of guy we're dealing with here. Very, very strange dude, right?
Accountability buddies.
Yes, yeah, a very weird
Wow.
one. I don't want to know if my dad's watching porn, right? That's just something that
No,
I
thank
never.
you.
No, no, thanks. That's information that I
I
do
thought
not
you were
need to
gonna
know.
say his wife gets a notification.
No, no. See that one.
But
That
no,
I'd be
it's his
like,
son.
yeah, because I honestly I wouldn't shit on him for that. I wouldn't if like that's something that because people I don't know if you remember this people would shit on Mike Pence because he said that he wouldn't have dinner with another woman unless his wife was around, and I was like,
Aw.
I know, right? Like people kept shitting. I was like, oh, look how
Yeah.
much he hates women, how much he disrespects. So I was like, I don't know. That's not a terrible rule to have. I mean, look, if you're in a professional setting like Vice President of the United States, you kind of got to expect you're going to have dinner with women from time to time. Like you probably can't. You probably can't have that rule in that high of a position, but as a general rule, I don't think that he is a crazy Christian fundamentalist, but that just seems like a nice thing to do out of respect for your spouse.
Yeah, if that's the type of relationship the two of you have and that makes both of you feel like you're invested in the relationship, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah. I think it's really funny that Mike Pence is the one who is actually who Christians should want to be president. Like he's the guy that
He dared to be a Daniel.
exactly, he's the person that they tried to train us to be. Someone who
Yeah,
actually practiced what
stood
they
alone.
preached. Yeah, someone who is bold and confident in your beliefs, someone who's a crazy Christian extremist, someone who actually knows what the Bible says. Doesn't make him a good person, but he is who the Christians say they want. Turns out they hate him. Turns out they despise him. What they really want is the evil man. They want the King Saul. They want the guy who's going to go in there, get his hands dirty, rules, laws, morality be damned. It's just kind of funny how much they love Donald Trump and hate Mike Pence when Mike Pence is the person that they say they want.
Like he's head and shoulders above all the rest. Um, so if I have a question, if Mike Pence has only been Speaker of the House for 1 or 2 years, and that's not a very long time to be the Speaker of the House, like what do you expect from a Speaker of the House? Do you expect that he's been the Speaker? Sorry, I have no idea. Like 10
No,
years then, or
I don't know. Like I can't tell you how many years exactly. Nancy Pelosi has been Speaker of the House most of our adult lives. Dennis Hastert was Speaker of the House for the Republican Party. He was the longest serving Speaker of the House, but like 10 years like is a decent amount of time as Speaker. Of course, it alternates because if your party loses the House, you can't be Speaker anymore. I mean, I guess you could technically if the House voted you in, but you're not going to be. But 1 or 2 years is a short stint. That's a first term Speaker of the House is only going to be 2 years, and so that's pretty new to the job. That's what I meant. And he was kind of a guy nobody knew before. It's not like he had a bunch of clout heading into it, but anyway, all right. So let's go to Mike Johnson right now. Different Mike, but Mike Johnson right now. He's talking about the Democratic Socialists of America. Now, this clip was really interesting to me because he's talking to, let's see if I can see who this is exactly. I don't know. The Faith and Freedom Coalition Conference. This sounds like something that Heather and I would have attended back when we were, 19 years
That's
old.
true.
It does, right? Sounds exactly like it. The Faith and
Yeah.
Freedom Coalition Conference. So he's telling them about the Democratic Socialists of America. And the DSA has been in the spotlight in the last week or so because Zoran Mamdani supported 3 DSA candidates in New York who were running in opposition against incumbent Democrats, and all 3 of them won. So it was a pretty big deal.
Cool.
And the DSA is kind of gaining in popularity right now. But Mike Pence is here to warn you that the DSA is a dangerous organization. Let's see exactly why.
The DSA, the Democrat Socialists of America, this is their platform. Listen, this is actually quotes from the platform that they published, I think, about a day or two ago. Abolish the Electoral College, replace the two-party system with a multi-party democracy, expand the House of Representatives, implement proportional representation and ranked choice voting in all elections, establish public ownership of the largest corporations and essential industries to ensure democratic control and accountability to the people, end sanctions on Cuba, Venezuela, and Iran. And the last one is abolish the Senate. Now, some of you may agree with that, but don't, just leave that one there.
All right, so Heather, this clip, that was amongst a few other ones that you mentioned, but Heather here is not a political junkie to the extent that John and I are or anything. So I knew all that stuff. That's a Democrat, but hearing that for the first time, like from what the DSA represents, among other issues, admittedly, but do those terrify you? As a regular, every woman here in the United States, do those initiatives seem like a frightening concept to you?
From the way his voice sounded, you would think he was saying sacrificing children to the devil and like drinking goat blood. And can you believe it? Ranked choice voting.
It's like,
Uh, it was like all the words he was saying, I'm like, oh, that sounds great. That yes, abolish the two-party system. This all sounds great to me. And he's like saying it like it's the like scariest thing that you've ever heard, like he's reading a ghost story to these people or
yes.
something.
He meant to come out there in a dark room with like a flashlight under his chin and then start
Yeah.
reading that stuff like that. No, that's what I thought too. Specifically, what you mentioned with the ranked choice voting, because there are only a few things in there. Like I don't think your average American would probably know what ranked choice voting even means. They would hear that like, okay, I don't know, like how that works or whatever. But it doesn't sound scary. It doesn't sound like you don't get the chance to vote. But the thing he said that I can't believe he even mentioned was like, we want to get rid of the two-party system. Everybody says that. If there's one thing that I can say is universally stated every time I talk to political normies, they all complain about how dissatisfied they are with the two-party system. Even or parties in general, people will say they don't like that.
Yeah.
And I can go into it later about why abolishing political parties doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. I don't think that's a good idea, or I don't think it is even possible in a legislative democracy.
Abolish all parties. They just said abolish
No.
the two-party system.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
No.
have
Well, that's
multiple parties.
yeah. That's a side thing. The
Terrifying.
abolishing the party system. Yeah. But yeah. Everyone's one of the biggest like baby's first political idea is a third party, right? Everyone says this because because the two party system, not only are they flawed in a lot of ways and controlled by special interests, but it doesn't really make sense that you have this list of policies here that you need to agree on to be a Republican and this list of policies to be a Democrat, and the policies aren't related at all a lot of times. That say a huge issue for you is gun rights. You are a big Second Amendment person. You don't think that there should be any regulations on firearms. The people's right to own firearms shall not be infringed, et cetera, et cetera. like, okay, that you're a Republican. You cannot vote for a Democrat. You are a Republican. That is the party of the Second Amendment people. But let's say that you think abortion should be a human right. Like, yeah, of course. Like abortion, there's no party for you. Sorry, you're not gonna. You can either abandon your principles and vote for the Democrats, or abandon your principles and vote for the Republicans. That's insane. That is insane that you have two. And it's like that for lots of issues. Like, what does supporting gay marriage have to do with wanting a higher tax rate on the top marginal earners? They're not related at all. But those are two parts of the Democratic platform. And if you feel really strongly about those two parts, in opposite directions, where are you going to vote? So yeah, that's the natural inclination, is for people to guess to want a third political party. The problem comes about in that, what does this third political party stand for? Because it could be just as convoluted and weird as the Democrats and Republicans. So ranked choice voting takes care of that by saying, yeah, let's have like 6, 8, 10 political parties that people can vote for, and they can fight it out amongst each other. But our first past the post system makes that kind of difficult.
Yeah, I love the idea of ranked choice voting. I think so, and the Electoral College and the Senate. I'm not sure why we need them. It seems like those are just like to help rich people have a bigger voice than less rich people. But I don't know much about it. You would know better than I would about it. But
Yeah,
it's like the House of Lords in England.
yeah,
Like, why do we,
it's yeah,
and the
John.
Queen?
This is a
What?
big.
What?
This is a big issue with John in particular, that abolishing the Senate. I agree. I think the Senate is an outdated institution. It was built to give equal representation amongst all the states back when we were 13 colonies. And there were 13 individual colonies who were afraid of giving up their power. So if I was, Delaware, and I'm asked to join a confederation with New York, and it's like, okay, well, New York has more people than me, so they're going to outvote me. How am I going to keep my power against New York? Well, okay, here's the Senate. Outdated system. Okay, we're one country now. We're not 13 different colonies. We don't need that anymore. Electoral college, like a lot of compromises that that was set in the early days of the United States and the Republic, it was used to appease slave owners. That's really all it was, of course, like every single time. The Three-Fifths Compromise, stuff like that. And, we got some comments here. I missed that. Sorry about that. Colby mentioned there are 17 rounds of voting for the Speaker of the House. That's true. Oh, Heather, you'll be glad to hear this. Shadowstar says, Jesus died for you guys, spreading the gospel, not forcing. You wanna become a Christian now? Did you know this? I don't know if you heard this news that Jesus died for you.
Well, that is a nice sentiment. I appreciate that that person doesn't want us to burn in the lake of fire in eternal conscious torment,
I,
because God created us as vessels to destruction. So thank you. Thank you for
I
trying to save us.
I will
I've
say
been on
that
that side of the equation, and I know it's hard to say those things, and it comes from a place of wanting people not to die and go to hell. So,
I do have to say that Shadowstar, you're only partially right, because you're correct in that as far as religious founders go, to my knowledge, Jesus didn't do any conquering to spread the gospel. Like, Jesus never picked up a sword. I mean, he picked up a whip and a chair every now and then, but he never picked up a sword to conquer a nation and force conversions at the point of a weapon or whatever. However, saying "believe what I say or go to hell" is kind of coercion in my mind. I've always thought that was funny, that God doesn't compel you to accept his gift. Yeah, he does.
the
If you walk
Christians
up to
will,
someone,
though.
they will
Like
what?
Jesus may not
The
have
Christian, yeah,
converted
the
people at the point
Christian,
of the sword, but
the
Christians will, though.
Christians, they're like, look,
Nope,
Jesus is only
no
here for a few
problem there.
decades. He didn't have, yeah, he didn't have time. But if someone, God's free gift of salvation is God bullying you into salvation and literally forcing you to do it, because you say, well, you're not forced because you can decline. Yeah, like the bank teller can decline handing over the weapons and get shot in the face. That's forcing. Like, under any other scenario, that is coercion right there, and they kind of try to get away with that. Huge Ass stated, I thought that was he couldn't even be in the same room with another woman, not just dinner. Oh, you know what? Even if that's the case, like, I don't want to be
Oh,
in I mean, look, in a professional setting, that's going to be hard to do. But I'm not going to shit on the guy for saying, I respect my wife. I'm not going to be alone in a room with another one. I get it. I get it. I mean, whatever. Colby says he calls her mother too. I forgot about that. I think he called his wife, mother. Just a White Boy says, ban commies from office. How about we ban white boys from office? Am I right, Heather? Am I right? Can we get can we get on that? Not like these guys have been doing a bang up job lately.
They've had their turn.
Say what?
They've had their chance.
Yeah.
They've had their chance.
Exactly. All right. We're no longer 13 colonies. Now we are 50 states, a republic. That's right. Goddamn right there. But yeah, so all the compromises that we made in the past, and Mike Johnson just makes it sound terrifying. Hey, what are the other ones he said? He said that we need to expand the House of Representatives. That's kind of a more complex one that people probably haven't thought about lately. But the House of Representatives hasn't changed in, I think, 100 years. I think it's the same number of Yeah. Think about, let me look up real quick.
So we need more districts?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because the population has grown, so split the districts up or something?
Exactly. The last time the House of Representatives, 1913 was the last time we expanded the House of Representatives.
Wow.
Think how many, yeah, right? And I wish I had the numbers in front of me.
Most of our grandparents weren't alive then.
Yes. Let me see. What was the original representation? I'm trying to find the House of Representatives original representation population. And see what it would have been. Okay. All right. So the original House had 65 members, one representative for every 30,000 people. One representative for every 30,000 people. And Jesus Christ, I can't imagine what it is now. I have no idea. Let me see. Ridge District.
Way more than 30,000?
Way more than 30. It's probably it's okay.
Wow.
Your average
Even
congressional
in rural
district. Your average, well, that's the average, so some are bigger and some are smaller, but your average congressional district is 761,000 people. Now, granted, they're not all 761,000, but some are bigger and some are smaller. That is insane. That is insane.
So some people are like, you have one representative for maybe 1 million people, because
For a million
700,000,
people,
like, that's getting close.
insane, absolutely
Wow.
insane. And so, yeah, now the point of the House of Representatives is to have local representation. The Senate is going to be state representation. If we're going to go by the system, right? If we're going to stick with this antiquated system, we have 2 people representing the entire state. Already absurd, but fine. We've granted that. That's what the Senate is. The House is like, okay, that's kind of stupid having 2 people representing the view of everyone in the whole goddamn state. But what about your local area? What about your local concerns? How do you make sure that those are brought forth to the federal level? Okay, every 30,000 people and a decent sized city, a decent sized city today, a pretty big one back then, a decent sized city today. All right, our city is going to have this one representative. Now it's 1 million people. Now it's 1 million people. There's no person on earth who could accurately represent the vibe of 1 million people. 30,000 is hard enough, but the fact that we haven't expanded that limits that power to a larger and larger set and takes more and more power away from you. That's why the most important elections are your local elections, where you actually can make a difference due to the population being a lot smaller there. Okay, and oh god, can you see these comments, Heather?
I saw that one, but it just was gone really fast. But yeah, I see them pop up.
Okay, I didn't know if you could see them on the side, but Colby commented,
No.
TJ was still in the army when the House was last expanded. Listen,
Yes,
don't laugh.
TJ's
Don't laugh.
fought in all the wars.
Don't encourage him, okay? Don't encourage him, because he does these stupid jokes, right? And they're very easy, just going on and on. But we'll just we humor him. Colby does come up with good jokes though. Colby does some pretty good ones. Hugh Jazz says, would you rather have more representatives and continue our current system of districting, or switch to proportional representation? Yeah, I think it should be like a running a running system of proportional representation. That makes more sense. That way you don't gotta change it all the time. And then, yep, Huge Ass nailed it. It's like 700,000 per representative. Wyoming, of course, has less. Let's see, Phil my Kraken says, I just got a tattoo and wanted to know your thoughts on the Middle East right now. What?
Did he get a
How
Middle
are those?
Eastern tattoo?
Yeah, how are those two thoughts related? And what about the Middle East? Like, I assume you're talking about the
I heart
political instability.
Iran.
It's like like what exactly would you like to talk about with the Middle East? I mean, what's going on? Oh well, you know what, Heather, you're the guest tonight. What are your thoughts on the Middle East in general? Like your 4,000 years of history and culture. Like what you got for us?
Um, what are my thoughts on the Middle East?
Thoughts on the Middle East.
Is that
What you
the
got for
question?
us? Yep, thoughts on the Middle
Wow.
East.
Um, wow. Well, I can tell you my thoughts about, I guess, the state of Israel right now. I
Oh boy,
think,
Heather's trying to get us banned. Heather's trying to get the show kicked off right
um,
away. Let's go. Let's go.
or should I not talk about
No, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Go for it.
that? I would say I think the way the state of Israel was founded as it is today, like back in the mid 1900s, was very problematic, even toward the Jewish people who were being resettled there to get them out of Europe. What the hell? Like, why do they need to get
Uh,
out of Europe?
uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like what you said. Give them Germany is what
God,
maybe should have happened.
listen, listen. Like that seems like such an easy solution to this problem, right? As
Yeah,
like if
yeah.
we're yeah, we're dead set on this idea of creating a Jewish homeland. Which, listen, I get. I'm not someone who will just now I think ethno states are bad as a general rule. I think that's not a good idea, but I get it.
Yeah.
After World War II, I get it. It's like, okay, all
Yeah.
right, this has been 2,000 years of these people being persecuted and bullied and murdered and literally went through a Holocaust. How about we give them a land for themselves? Why not Germany? It would have been so poetic. They're already there, right? And I mean, they
I was
speak
gonna
German.
say,
It's perfect, right? It's perfect. But yeah, you didn't have to. And I'd like to see the Germans complain. By the way, I'd like to see them complain after after what they pulled. Yeah, trying to go through that. But yeah, so okay.
yeah. But
Uh,
displacing people who already lived there and um had generational homes, etc. And now what's happening with Netanyahu's administration, I think is reprehensible. I also think I don't know much about the government of Iran, but I think it's bad, is what I think.
very
Um,
brave. Heather is not
at
taking
the
any
same
chances
time,
here.
go out on a limb, but at the same time, um, I don't know what any other country would do if if what our country did to them just now, well, what Trump did, if that happened to
Yeah.
any country, I feel like you can't just sit there as a country and be like,
So,
okay, that's fine.
all right, Heather. Here's my question: do you hope the Iranians win?
Ah, no, no, no. But out of principle, um, it would probably be the right thing because they didn't. I don't know that much about like what was leading up to the like Trump getting mad at them thing, but to me it seemed like suddenly he just decided, hey, we're gonna like go after you. We don't have evidence of nuclear arms, but we are using that as an excuse, weapons of mass destruction again, and to have a reason to antagonize you. Oh, and that
Listen,
seems like being a bully, and that seems like you shouldn't be rewarded for that. And you were right about I should have plugged my charger in. It says I'm running low.
Oh boy, you know what? You know what, folks? First off, all right, we'll get to that later. But first,
Okay.
I'm gonna say I do hope the Iranians win. Okay, like why?
You
Why would I
do?
be rooting? Right? Yeah, because like
Because
winning to the Iranians.
it's bad for me and my country. So
Well,
I
well,
can't
it's
wish for
like
it.
I don't know. Like, what
But the
does America
principle,
winning look like? I don't know what America winning even looks like. Like we control Iran, that we install a puppet dictator. No, I don't want any of that to happen. I want things to kind of go back to the way they were as much as
oh
they can, and
no.
that's a win for the
Yeah,
Iranians.
that's what I
What
would
percent?
wish.
Yeah.
Put it back
What
the way it
percentage
was.
is what percentage is your battery on?
Um,
Did you freeze? Did it freeze? Oh no. Oh, you're frozen. Oh boy. Okay, folks, let's go through some comments here while Heather goes and gets her charger. Hugh Jazz says, my question was more about whether we should do away with districts to prevent gerrymandering and have parliamentary-like system of proportional representation. Oh, like a parliamentary system. Yeah, listen, a parliamentary system would be a lot better just in general, like, where you get, like, it's funny watching like a European or Canadian parliament or something like that because you get to see like how much arguing goes on because they have a lot more diversity of thought than our system. Ours is kind of stupid in a lot of ways. Kyle, how are you doing? All right. Ralph says vote blue. All right. We'll see what we can tell that to the congressional Democrats. They seem to be pretty mad about that. We could just do ranked choice voting. Yes, that's what we were talking about, Kyle. We were just talking about ranked choice voting, and then we went into a long, like, quasi history lesson about the formation of the electoral college and the House of Representatives. That right? And how the House of Representatives used to have 30,000 people per representative on average, and now it's nearly it's over three-quarters of a million people. California vetoed ranked choice voting back in 2014. It's unfortunate. Yeah, so ranked choice voting is going to be pretty difficult to get no matter where you are. I'm kind of amazed anybody has it because in order for ranked choice voting to become standard practice, it has to be voted in by either Republicans or Democrats. And like, someone please tell me what the benefit would be to a Republican or a Democrat to institute ranked choice voting. Like, if I'm a Republican or Democrat sitting in office and that comes by my desk, the first thing I'm going to think is, okay, does this help me or hinder me in maintaining my power? It hinders me. It makes competition more difficult and more challenging. So, good luck getting past that. I mean, I'm not surprised at all that people voted. It's not like it opens the door to getting rid of the two-party system. And if you're part of the two-party system, you're going to do whatever you can to try to keep that in place. That's people got to realize that when you're a politician, you have two jobs, and the first one is making sure you stay a politician, right? The second one is trying to enact the will of the people who, in fact, the second part is related to the first one. The second part is making sure you enact the will of the people who have the power to keep you in office. Ostensibly, that's the voters, but realistically, it's going to be a lot of special interest and funders. Kyle also says we need to put RCV on the ballot, ranked choice voting on the ballot as a proposition in California rather than asking politicians to do the right thing. Oh, yeah, I agree. The city of Portland, Oregon passed ranked choice voting and proceeded to have one of the worst voter turnouts ever. Yeah, well, I didn't know that, but I can't say I'm blown away. Oh, Miss Heather's back. Yo!
Came downstairs.
Yo, okay, let me let me tell you guys a story. So, once upon a time, there was a podcaster named TJ, and he asked his girlfriend to join on the show on the left wing because his co-host was gone for this week, and so helped her set up a computer and everything. She was on a laptop when she had the camera on. And this is by the way, this is like an hour ago. This is a long time ago. This is long before the show started. And so we're sitting there and I said, "Oh, you got your power cord for your laptop?" She's like, "Listen, I don't need it. Leave me alone." I said, "Okay, all right." I said, ballsy move." She's like, "I don't need you mansplaining how electricity and power works to me. I know your power is taken, not given, but don't pretend like electrical power is anything to do. I was like, fine, I'll back off, whatever. So fast forward to 25 minutes into the show, into a 1 hour show. She's like, oh my God, my battery's dying. I can't believe it. So I don't know. Maybe TJ's not as dumb as everybody says he is. Just
I should have just set up down here because I can't move my charger easily now because I rearranged my desk area.
Okay.
So
All right.
It's
So
all rigged. It's all rigged up.
it's all rigged. It's all set up against you.
It's it's immovable now. It's not very portable. This is more of a
The
desktop
fix is in.
for now.
All right. So, okay, so we were talking about ranked choice
Sorry.
voting and everything like that. RBC 1984 says maintaining your power. I said that the number one job of every politician is to maintain their power. That's it. The number two is enacting the will of the people who would help you maintain that power. Hopefully it's the voters, but a lot of times it's special interest groups. But RBC says maintaining your power, that's the problem. Term limits and no soft money. Okay, term limits aren't a solution. Without getting rid of the funding, the ability of corporations and ultra rich to fund political campaigns. The problem with term limits is that it sets forth this paradigm here. We have bad politicians in power. And once they get in, they use the power of the incumbency, they use their money and their fundraising to stay in power. And since there's no term limits, we can't get rid of them. If we had term limits, though, we could get rid of the bad politicians because they'd be termed out, and we could vote in good ones. The problem is that as long as we have all this money in politics, the same people who funded the old bad guy are going to fund a new bad guy. You're just going to you're not going to have this Mr. Smith moment where a bad politician is termed out after 5 or 6 terms, and then finally now we get to elect the school teacher who is just trying to do the right thing. No, you're going to get another ultra rich person who sold himself out of special interest, and you're going to have them for 5 terms. So term limits don't solve anything. The source of the problem is the actual funding. Which is why all elections should be publicly funded, and that there shouldn't be any way anyone a $10 million, $100 million election that should never happen. $1 billion election is insane. Kyle says for the first couple of years there's a dip in voting after any changes to voting systems. It recovers in 2 years. Okay, I didn't know that. Tyler says I'm voting red all the way. Heather, I didn't know we allowed idiots on this show. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's not very nice.
It's not, but listen. The doctor, if a doctor
Maybe he
is
means
bad
communist.
news, Tyler, do you mean communist? Do you mean are you a 1950s reporter talking about the communists? All right, okay. He's going back to the Russian Civil War with the Reds versus the Whites, and so all right. Hugh Jass says. Is there ever a candidate who just doesn't care about re-election? What if someone took all the corporate money, got into office, then just completely... Listen, we had an opportunity for this. I talk about this on the show all the time. There was a guy named Doug Wilson. Yeah, Doug Wilson was a candidate for Senate in Alabama, I think. I think it was Alabama, wherever Roy Moore was from. And Roy Moore got in trouble because they found these allegations that he was like 29 or 30 and he was trying to fuck a 14-year-old. And yeah, so Doug Jones. Thank you, Hugh Jass, Doug Jones. So he ran, but his popularity took a hit because, shockingly, in Alabama, they actually cared about that. That's the last place I thought they would care. But he still got a ton of votes, but he was an incumbent Republican, and he barely lost. He barely lost to Doug Jones as a Democrat in Alabama. And when that guy got elected, I thought, oh, my God. We have a Democrat in Alabama for 6 years. 6 years, there's going to be a Democrat in Alabama in the Senate. And I thought, if that were me, I would be Leon Trotsky. There's no way you're winning again, right? There is no shot you're ever going to win re-election. Like, they're not going to elect another pedophile, okay, to win the Republican primary. It's the deepest of deep red state. You got lucky as hell to win. I would vote. I'd be voting left every time I could. Nope, he voted as a standard, like, conservative Democrat. It's like, geez, man, wow, what is happening here? Tyler commented. Tyler said, deplorable behavior, insulting guests. No, I don't vote for failure. Look, okay, listen. If you're voting red, you don't have a problem with insults. No, yeah,
You
listen,
hurt his
no.
feelings.
Listen, if he's voting red, he doesn't have a problem with insults, right? You guys can't use this anymore.
That's
Every time
true.
Donald Trump opens his mouth, he's insulting someone, and he's great at it.
Yeah.
I don't even fault him for it all that much. But you little bitches can't take it. You want to see people dish it out, and you can't take it for yourselves. But okay, anyway, unlike your mom takes it real good, Tyler. Trust me, I have that on good authority. Okay, so. Back to the Middle East, baby doll. Back to the Middle East, Heather. We have.
You can't make your mom jokes when I'm here.
Okay.
Mike
So
Pence won't even be in the same room with another woman, but
all right. So
that's not how
I don't know.
Democrats are.
I don't know if you heard this. This show is so great. Oh, this is so awesome. All right, so I don't know if we're firing John. John is out. John is no longer out. So, okay,
John.
so yeah. You know what? When we first started doing the show, Heather was like, "I don't want to do the show with that John guy. I don't like him. He's
that.
You're like, I don't like that guy. I don't want to be anywhere near." I hope John sees this is what I'm doing. But okay, so
I'm like, I don't remember saying any of that.
all right, so I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago, Donald Trump made a big deal about signing a memorandum of understanding with the Iranian government that was calling for a 60-day ceasefire that is violated every 14 hours. Yes. So one of the big deals that Trump said that he got accomplished was that the Iranians were not ever going to charge tolls to go through the Strait of Hormuz, because there really wouldn't be a lot of victory for the United States in reopening the Strait of Hormuz if the Iranians would just say, okay, you owe us $30 million a year if you want to use this strait, to everyone who wanted to traverse across the strait. Yeah, and so J.D. Vance and Donald Trump both said that that's not going to happen, but Fox News is reporting something a little bit differently, and let's see what they got to say.
Thanks, Manny.
All right, thanks, man.
First off, you can't say it's the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal's fault. They are setting up a toll system. They are beginning to make ships buy Iranian insurance. They're setting up fees, and Oman, who was allegedly an ally, is part of this with Iran. So I'm not sure, is the vice president and Witkoff, are they telling the president this? Because it's really important everybody be on the same page, because they're seeing how far they can push us in order to do their own thing. And yesterday's drone activity telling ships, international ships where to go, is a huge problem. And I just hope people are being candid. Also, I was on with Ambassador Dennis Ross yesterday, who was in Israel, and the word is the Gulf states might be setting up a conference with Iran about how to set up a brand new relationship and turn over a new leaf. Well, that's interesting. Without us involved, after the Secretary of State was just there, is that going to emerge? Are they doing a deal behind our backs because they feel as though we can't protect them? This is a vital time right now.
All right, so you heard it there on Fox News that the Iranians have already stated that, yeah, we're going to be charging special insurance to go through us. You got to pay us a fine to get through the Strait of Hormuz. We're going to be making our deal with Oman. Now, we're going to be working with them, trying to get this all through. And are you shocked by this, Heather? Are you surprised that the Iranian government say, no, we're going to keep this power that we took for ourselves by controlling the Strait of Hormuz? We're not going to give it up. I would like to know, can you think of any incentive they would have to actually release this power? I can't think of one.
No. I think that's what any country would do.
It
doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. We have a guest here.
Us, like the supposedly most powerful nation with the most powerful military in the world. They've embarrassed us repeatedly. And now they're going to get a bunch of money out of us, plus the boost in their reputation. Like, why the hell would they back down? I sure wouldn't if I was in charge.
No, absolutely not. Donald Trump has made Iran great again. Like, Donald Trump has made Iran stronger than it's
Yes.
been. Yes, Iran hasn't been this strong since the days of Xerxes. Okay, Iran is really out there at the top of their game. The Israelis, saying that the Israelis convinced Trump to do it, I think is kind of a BS thing. All right, I will say this, that I hear a lot of people like, oh, I meant to mention in that video there, he said, so the Iranians are saying they're going to do X, Y, and Z. That's not what we agreed with. Is the vice president telling this to the president? People, stop letting Trump go. Okay, stop letting him off the hook like this. Like, is the vice president? It's not the vice president's job to keep the president in the loop with everything going on. This is the president's job to know. Okay, that's just how this shit works. I've seen this so often where it's like, man, Marco Rubio and JD Vance, they're really letting the president down. The president's getting terrible advice with the Iran war. This is the same thing that Democrats did when Biden lost that debate against Trump, the one where he embarrassed, everyone knows I'm talking about, the debate where he embarrassed himself. For the whole next week, I heard people saying, wow, Biden's staff did not prepare him enough for this debate. Biden's staff really dropped the ball. Go fuck yourself. Okay? These are grown-ass men. Not only are they grown-ass men, they're in the most powerful position on planet Earth. You don't get to pass the buck when something goes wrong. That's part of having that job. So, yeah.
The buck stops there.
Yeah, that started for the president of the United States. The buck stops here. That's been a thing for 70 years now. Okay, so you guys just can't pass off. I don't know. It's just funny seeing this stuff going on here. But the Iranians, yes, they have embarrassed the United States. Oh yeah, Benjamin Netanyahu. I've been seeing a lot of people say that they're blaming Benjamin Netanyahu for convincing Trump to go to war with Iran. Bullshit. Trump has wanted this war with Iran for years now. He's wanted it for years. Ever since he assassinated Qasem Soleimani back in January of 2020. I remember, this is before COVID hit, I remember sitting down on the couch and getting an alert on Twitter that the United States Air Force had sent a missile and blew up a hangar at an Iraqi air base. And they had assassinated Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. And I said, oh no. I saw that. I said, we're going to war with Iran. Iran's going to retaliate. We're going to go to war. I thought this is it. It's all over. The Iranians did retaliate, but there's this thing in international politics where countries want to, if you insult another country by doing something like that, they have to respond. They have to save face, but they don't actually want to start a war. So what the Iranians did is they tipped off the United States that, oh yeah, we're going to send some missiles to this like empty lot in this military base or something. It won't kill anybody, but it'll make us look good to our people. That happens all the time. And so that's what the Iranians did. Then last year, Trump bombed Iran's nuclear facility. Remember that? And I thought, okay, they're going to kick off another war here. It didn't happen. And then he attacked them again. Trump has been aching for this war with Iran for a long fucking time. This guy has had his hand on the trigger for a while. So I don't blame Netanyahu. And not that Netanyahu was a good guy. But in Israel, with Israeli politics, a lot of people will say that Israel's actions are bad because of Netanyahu. He's like their Donald Trump. That if they got rid of Netanyahu, all this would change. It would not. Like Netanyahu's number one, number two, and number three opposition have a slightly less genocidal view of what to do with Gaza. Like it is all the same shit. If you see the polls at the Israeli population, it's like 80% support what's going on in the mass. Yeah, it is insane. It is bad. I'll pull the stats for you sometime. We're gonna have time for the show today, but it is like a single digits of people. Some of them, in fact, I think it's like 70% of them say that everything's going just right, and like a 10 to 15% saying we're not doing enough, and then you have like a 5% saying, oh, we're going a little bit too far. That's just how the population is. It's kind of like how the United States was back with Western expansion. Everyone was on board with it. Now we feel bad about it. Now we feel real sad for what we did, but when it happened, everyone was kind of on board with this. All right, man, I don't know if I should get to the comments or go to the video I wanted to show you.
I was told to prepare to discuss Mike Johnson and obsession, not the Strait of Hormuz. I'm totally deaf here.
Okay.
Don't know anything about the Middle East, really.
All right. So a couple weeks ago, Miss Heather and I both got to watch an incredible film called Obsession.
But you
I'll
should
let you
look at the
start with this.
comments before you move on,
Oh,
maybe.
okay. Well, there's so many of them because this is such a popular show, you know. But all right.
I just can't keep up with my fans.
I can't.
It's really hard.
Kobe wrote, "Are you familiar with the Dan Sullivan debacle?" No. Democrats' last hurrah will be this November. Reality will sink in. Tyler says, "Watch this next. He's going to say something about voting Republican is a failure, and I'm going to retort with Democrats are getting overrun with socialist clown podcast." That's our Republican guy, the guy whose mom I'm fucking. All right. Yeah, he says Trump is the Ripper. Democrats and reptilians are going down. Oh, we got a reptilian guy. I don't think we've ever run across someone on the show yet who believed in reptilians controlling the world. Ralph says worst president ever, not to mention mafia boss who steals from us. Doug Jones was only in office for 3 years, but yeah, he missed an opportunity. Sexual harassment. Oh, Donald Trump, Semper Fi. Oh, we got a Marine here. Let's see. Heather loves Marines. Trump isn't fighting Iran. He's fighting against the deep state cabal, aka reptilian. Oh, this guy's for serious. This guy's for real. The deep state cabal, aka reptilians. Iran has been held hostage for years. Is Iran being held hostage by the reptiles?
Oh, no.
I got to know this. Like,
I had no idea.
Wouldn't fighting reptiles be real? Listen. Imagine how easy it would be to fight a reptile army. Just fight them at night, okay? Right? Like
in the winter.
just fight them in the winter. Fight them at night. And like you couldn't if. Like a reptile trying to blend into the environment and spy on us with their human suits or whatever. And it's like, oh, hey, Mike, you just moved here 3 months ago. That's nice to meet you. I noticed you bought a giant electric rock you plug into the wall. It hangs out, in your living room or whatever. What's up with that? Oh, nothing. No cause here. I don't know. I think reptiles be a pretty easy target for us. You didn't laugh at my electric rock joke. That was pretty good. All right. Reminder, Trump lies a lot. Trump lies a lot.
Wait, say it again. I'll laugh this time.
No, okay. Colby says, "What's more molested, the word ceasefire or every female minor around Trump?" Ooh, ouch. Yeah, ooh. Reminder, Fox lies a lot. Yeah, Fox does lie a lot, but I mean, I do like it when they said that the Strait of Hormuz is being told now. And this didn't come from the fake news New York Times. This is coming from Fox News. When Fox is saying something that you know they don't like, that's how you know they're telling the truth. That's when you know they're true. Roy Moore wasn't an incumbent. Okay, didn't know that. It was a special election. Oh, okay, Phil Jeff Sessions seat. Okay, that explains why it was only 3 years. And Ralph says, "Big tough Trump. They're screwing us like a whorehouse." And Gary Cox says, "Because you don't know about fucking welfare. Neither of you. I've been there twice. You people have no clue." What is this in reference to? What is? Did we talk about welfare?
We're talking about the Middle Eastern War. Maybe you should hold up your flag house over there behind you.
My flag house. There you go.
He thinks you don't know a fucking
warfare.
thing about warfare.
Oh yeah, Gary.
Even though you
Gary, that's right.
Twice to the Middle East.
Yeah, Gary. Yeah, that's right. I was in the army, Gary. Were you in the army? I don't recall seeing you there. Yeah, let me know. Yeah, let's see. Oh, we got someone who appreciates humor. Matt says, "Since the time of Xerxes." I like that. You did laugh at that joke though. That was pretty good. All right. Ralph says Haitians are laughing at Trump too. Okay, all right. Before we go to Obsession, I do have a clip I want to show you, Heather, since the guy mentioned Haitians. This is Megyn Kelly.
We only have 5 minutes left. I think we should save Obsession for a different time.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't want to cram it in.
That's what she said. I'd like you to talk about it with John. That would be pretty great too, because John wanted to maybe work something on that. Okay, so this is Megyn Kelly talking about Donald Trump wanting to end the temporary protected status class for Haitian immigrants so we can remove them from the United States easier. And Megyn Kelly has thoughts on the Haitians in the United States and what she thinks about them. Here we go.
And look, this has been going on for over a dozen years. Go home. Get out. We know our country's better than yours. That's because we filled it with our work ethic and our culture and our values. You being here only dilutes it for us, those who built it and live it. And half of you people, more than half, you won't assimilate. We don't want you. We don't care if you're offended. Get out. Go home. Go back to fucking Haiti. Sorry. I'm thinking about our friends in Ohio who've been dealing with these TPS Haitians for years now, who are drunk driving all over their towns and killing people. This is the whole cats and dogs thing. Like, they don't want to live like Americans live. And this was supposed to be it was supposed to be temporary help. And it's turned into another backdoor way of allowing someone permanent residency here. And they take advantage of all of our public services.
All right, that was. Have you seen that before from Megyn Kelly? Have you seen that clip?
No, I
It's
sure haven't.
There's a guy on Twitter. I think his name is wow. There's a guy named on Twitter. His name is Richard Hanania, I think. Now he used to be a far right conservative. Now he's still a right wing conservative, but a big deal that he always talks about is how the MAGA movement and conservatives and the Republican Party in general, I think he says they have a human capital problem in that too many conservatives are just fucking morons. And he says he really has a problem with the fact that conservatives are just putting forth a bunch of conspiracy-addled idiot racists out there. And he saw that clip and he said, back when I used to hang out in white supremacist forums and everything, there was kind of a taboo on being that openly racist. Even we knew not to sound like that because that's going to drive more people away from your movement, saying go back to fucking Haiti where you came from. You guys come here and you drive drunk, unlike Americans. Yeah, hey, I mean, Americans are known never to drive. What I thought, like that he mentioned the cats and dogs thing. Complete bullshit. That was just made up, that Haitians were eating people, cats and dogs. Not a thing. Didn't happen. When J.D. Vance was asked about it during the vice presidential debate, he openly admitted, yeah, I retweeted someone saying that, and if it's not true, it's not true, but whatever, who cares?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's fine if I'm spreading disinformation. I don't care.
But, I mean, we talk about this all the time about how the
like
world
what they
is
said.
No, really. It's that Donald Trump I think Trump more than anybody else, like honestly, it's not really debatable at this point, but Trump has made it more acceptable for people to just come out and say racist stuff. And that and you don't even have to be clever about it anymore. In the past, conservatives and just white supremacists, they had to hide their racism behind euphemisms and slogans and stuff. Dog whistles, yeah. If you wanted to stop illegal immigration, or you just wanted to stop Mexican migration in general, you would just say you wanted to protect American jobs. That's what you would say. That's like, I want to protect American jobs. I want a strong border. Trump is like, Mexicans are rapists. And they're like, whoa, you can just say that? Yeah, you can. You can just say it now. And Megyn Kelly can just say, go back to... I can't imagine any person of Megyn Kelly's status 10 years ago saying something like, go back to fucking Guatemala. I can't imagine that happening. That Rush Limbaugh wouldn't have said something like that. And that guy was pretty assertive.
You're
diluting our population. Yes, exactly.
Built this country because we filled this country.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. She's
not ashamed of the westward expansion we were discussing previously. She doesn't feel bad about it at all.
0%.
She's like, have you heard of American exceptionalism? We are exceptional.
Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah, they love it. They love propagating that stuff, and good old fashioned racism goes a long way. This is Republicans are right about one thing, inadvertently, where they say that they try to pretend that there was no racism in the past. That's what Republicans will say, that we almost had racism beat, and then Obama came in the picture and brought it all back. That's what they'll literally say to you, like word for word. But this, back in the 90s, nobody cared about race. Back in the 80s, it's not so much that nobody cared about it back then. It's that certain folks didn't feel the courage to speak up about a lot of bad stuff, but it still went on. Everyone knew it. But there were a lot stronger social taboos on being as openly racist as people are now. That the Groyper movement, the neo-Nazi movement, was not nearly as prominent politically and culturally as it is now. I don't know. I imagine the pendulum's going to swing the other way eventually. But what do you think, Heather? Like, do you think that reading society? Do you hope, or do you like? If you had to bet on it, would you think that it would?
The pendulum always does seem to swing, but this shift has been so fast and so dramatic. It feels like the pendulum center of gravity, or whatever you call it, fulcrum, I don't know, the thing that the pendulum hangs from has moved. So even if the pendulum swings back, it's not going to swing back to the same place again, maybe. But I don't know. Of course, I am not well informed about political things, really. But the pendulum does always swing back and forth over time.
I mean,
so
I
think
mean, whether
to some extent,
whether you're like informed or not. Oh, can you hear that?
Hear what?
Okay, sorry, my audio is a little loud here. But whether you know a whole lot about it or not, it's hard to predict the future. Like I would have bet everything that Trump wouldn't have won in 2024, and he did. Like my view of the American people just keeps getting lower and lower and lower. With the racism, the sexism, as bad as the racism is, I think the sexism is even worse. I think that the sexism has just, to the extent where it's actually convinced a lot of women to be sexist against women, even more than it was before. Not just the Charlie Kirk. Like, I don't know if you ever saw those videos of what was Charlie Kirk's organization? Turning Point, TPUSA, Toilet Paper USA. But Turning Point USA, they... a bunch of women, they had a women's conference, and there's all these clips of these women saying, yes, I would give up my right to vote. I think that women shouldn't have the right. Yeah, you saw that. So it's not just that, but it's also with the growth of like trad wife content of like women saying, just be in your feminine, let the man take care of everything. And listen, these women say that they want to be trad wives. They don't want to be trad wives. They just want to be rich. That's what it is. Like they want to be rich. They don't want to work. And listen, and I get it. All right, I understand. Who wouldn't want to be rich? But don't confuse, the fact that women didn't work. Some women, most did, but some women didn't have to work in 1949. With the fact that all women didn't work and that their lives were great. That's just it's misreading that. All right, so there's one more clip I wanted to show you. This is Michael Knowles here. He is at Trump's event, Freedom 250 up in Washington, D.C., which is totally bombing. He had, I don't know if you've seen the clips of this, but it's like a states fair for all 50 states and celebrating 250th birthday of America. Oh. Nobody's there. Just barren. Nobody's attending. Oh, it's so funny. But anyway, Michael Knowles, who's a big podcaster on Ben Shapiro's network. I don't know if you've seen this guy, but huge audience, and he's up there debating, and he has some thoughts about the Salem witch trials.
Oh.
But the one area where the Salem witch trials went a little far is, I would say, they weren't organized enough. So you had these random judges, kind of burning these ladies. I don't know if they were guilty or not, but I think if it were more formalized, built up a little bit more, maybe with like an grand inquisitor or something, that would have been a better way to do it. I am so impressed. I could not. But one area.
Hold on. Let me see.
Yes. Why?
Look at how many people are attending this event at Donald Trump held.
I think it was Favors or Jackie Robinson that said baseball.
Every event looks like that. I should find clips actually. I should find clips from other parts of the show, but I wanted to talk about the content of what Michael Knowles was saying. That the Salem witch trials, I don't support that. I mean, those guys were random judges. They needed better judges to judge. Reading the Compendium Maleficarum and seeing who actually was and who wasn't a witch. And by the way, he said they were burning. They didn't burn anyone at Salem. I think they hung everyone at Salem. I think burning was more of a European thing. We didn't burn anyone here in the United States. He didn't even know what they did over there. But yeah, Michael Knowles, not even convinced that everyone at the Salem witch trials was innocent. Like they weren't actually witches. He believed witches are real, which is Yeah, yeah, that tracks. Yeah, he's a hardcore Catholic,
Okay.
and he believes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he's a
see.
hardcore Catholic, and he's always talking about this stuff. But I don't even think we took people super seriously who believed in. Oh, yes, we did. I guess we did take people seriously. But if someone said they wanted to execute someone for being a witch, I think we'd have been a little suspicious of that. But that's Michael Knowles for you. That's the conservatives that we're dealing with. Heather and I talk all the time about how surprised we are that these people gain power. Even when we were amongst these people, we always thought they'd be some sort of hidden enclave with rabid fan base and a lot of energy, but only affected things on the margins. We were always going to be, cast to the shadows. Never thought that the inmates would run the asylum like this.
Yeah, I remember fighting for exactly what is happening politically in our nation right now, which I regret, especially as a woman. But yeah, I remember protesting and praying, and like we would even have praying and fasting for our nation to be brought back to God. And I remember that song, "If My People, which are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray," that was really popular to sing. And we'd be like praying for America to return to the Lord and our Christian foundations. And I remember thinking, though, like, but that's never going to happen. Like, mainstream society is never going to accept a theocracy from what it is now. Or like Roe v. Wade is never actually going to be overturned. Like, that isn't a thing that could, like, we're not actually going to win any of this. And now I'm like, oh, we won.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We got it. We left right before we left before it got good. We left before we actually had power.
I know. Why?
We were too. We left before the party got good. All right, closing out. Porgy says it'll swing, but it'll take Democrats, or it'll take decades to get past the destruction MAGA has done to the Republican Party and nation as a whole. I agree. I think that it'll be like our children's lifetime before things can get back to where they were in like 2010. It's just the damage that's been done is kind of crazy. Let's see. The general zeitgeist among MAGA types is that a race war is not only inevitable but preferable. I think they kind of do think that. They really do. There are a lot of the people who are white genocide. Yeah, like white genocide folks. They think that. They're really terrified about it. And let's see, there's a bunch more comments I'm skipping through here. Michelle Obama has a penis. Oh, you don't trust. Okay, here we go. It's official.
He's just like my baby. He's always asking who has a penis.
It's official. Michelle Obama has a penis. Allie Carter confirms it. Epstein survivor. Is it better to hide racism behind policies that hurt people or be overtly racist and push away most people? Okay, so now I agree. I would rather have an open racist than a crypto racist because I respect them more.
You know what you're dealing with.
And and it's kind of like,
fair fight.
But I always thought that, like what Kai was saying, that being an open racist would push people away. It is working. Like it's working, right? As the Republicans, as Republicans dialed up the racism, they got more power, not less. So yeah, I don't know if the second part of that is actually true. Let's see. 2024 Russian interference is proven, not just collusion with the T-Rump campaign. Trump is dismantling the deep state cabal. All right, LOL. The only thing drawing crowds at the Great America State Fair is the caricature artist. Mark is on a roll here. The so-called educated Democrats believe Biden was running the country. Talk about stupidity. Biden has been dead since 2019. We had a Manchurian candidate running the country. All roads lead to Obama. We got the SOB. This is a weird thing where people say, well, Biden was dead and Obama was actually running the whole thing. Like, what do you care? Like, what does it matter? I don't know what difference it makes. Like, if that's the truth, like, well, what difference would it make? You'd still be mad either way. The only thing
would be
drawing
surprised, though.
Yeah. Let's see.
Because I didn't know he was dead since 2019.
Being both a Buddhist and a witch, yeah, I'm generally worried about witch trials coming back. Octavia Butler actually wrote about them coming back in the USA in one of her books. Catholics actually believe, actually believe it is heresy to accuse someone of witchcraft because it means someone has power from outside God.
Wow.
Let's see. Wasn't Christine O'Donnell a witch? Okay. All right. Kyle, and Kyle knows I love him and everything. Kyle's a great listener. He's fantastic, whatever. But we're not talking about that kind of witch, right? Like Kyle knows that. I know Kyle knows this, so I feel like I'm being rude. I shouldn't say that, but Kyle knows that. But we're talking about the cartoon witches, right? Like the cartoon witches, the witches with the black pointy hat and the broom and turning people into cats and all that. Like Wiccans don't pretend that they can actually cast magic spells. It's something Kyle could probably tell us, but it's like enhancing probability or something like that. I mean, I don't buy that either, but
I think some Wiccans do believe in spells.
All right, Kyle, maybe you can correct me on this.
About that.
Because from what I remember, is like their idea of spell is that they try to like enhance probability one way or the other on something. Like they wouldn't say that they can transform into a newt or something, right? Like that's what I know from most Wiccans. Yeah. So in Europe, people were tried for having heretical beliefs. Joan of Arc wasn't even tried for witchcraft. She was tried for dressing like a man. Whew, times have not changed. Okay. Let's see. Lady Gaga is a witch. We're too fast and loose with this witch term, if you ask me. Let's see. Do you know by 2030, black communities have led to the murder rates nationwide for almost 7 decades, and tens of millions of blacks have died since 1950? Oh, so it looks like we got a lot more work to do. Holy shit. Okay. All right. O'Donnell admitted we got to get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Holy shit. We got to. This is also convenient that I wonder what the numbers were in the centuries before that. I wonder who had the higher numbers then. I wonder how that worked there. White people had the numbers like way up there for hundreds of years, and that doesn't count though. We're gonna start counting it, at this particular time. But all right. I think that's all the time we got for the comments there. Miss Heather, thank you for joining us. Any last comments on anything that was mentioned? And I did skip a whole bunch of other comments too. I'm sorry, but we're running late.
Aw, yeah, too bad. Stay safe out there, witches.
I got one for you. This is Kyle. Kyle says, for the Obsession movie, can you please explain to me why it is good? I thought it was so boring and was waiting for it to get interesting. Now you got to be nice. Kyle is a long time listener of the show. We got to be kind to Kyle, so don't.
I'm not mad. Kyle, I'm disappointed.
Hopefully Thursday, we can get something done and talk about how great Obsession is. Wow, Kyle did not like Obsession. You're the first person I met who didn't have a positive opinion. I like this comment here from B Diamond. Gullible, uneducated MAGA pigs, the dumbest morons in history. Listen, MAGA. MAGA pigs simping for a rapist. Of course, MAGA are dumb and gullible enough to believe in the imaginary man in the sky. Okay, all right, that's going a little far. I think that it's kind of ridiculous to believe in imaginary. A lot of Democrats believe, and most Democrats believe in that too. But anyway, all right. Next time we'll try to cover Obsession. We plan on doing it today. I lied to Heather to get her on the show to talk about Obsession and just went off on the Strait of Hormuz. Sorry about that, but we'll do another time. Thanks. Thank you guys for joining us. Please stop telling me
on the Middle East.
I don't need anyone else to tell me how good looking Heather is. All right, I know. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye. That was great.